people? What up? It's me, L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles, all that good shit. And we are here for the much anticipated finale to the Netflix series, The Circle. This is episode 12, the finale. So sad to see it go. But all good things must come to an end. I must say that I have enjoyed this series. I've enjoyed reviewing it. I enjoyed the concept. I enjoyed much of it. The ending, we'll talk about that. So we start off where we left off. At the end of episode 11, we talked about how there was this inner circle. And so the final 5 were going to meet each other actually face to face now, get to see each other, touch each other, hear each other, and talk to each other face to face. Shuby was first, and he went to the inner circle dinner at the end of episode 11. So here at the beginning of episode 12, Seaburn, Rebecca, comes in to the inner circle room. And I think Shuby tried to play it off as if, oh, he was cool, so forth and so on. But I wasn't buying it. And so Seaburn introduces himself as himself, Seaburn, to Shuby. It didn't go as bad as I thought it should have. But as we saw throughout this entire series, a lot of times people were masking and hiding their true authentic feelings and try to do all of this touchy-feely kumbaya moment, oh, we love everybody stuff. And then Seaburn went into why he chose to be a catfish. All this shit about guys can't show emotion bullshit. No, nobody's buying you, Seaburn. Nobody's buying you. Sammy then joins the inner circle. Girl, that was a badass dress Sammy had on for the inner circle. That was a badass dress. She joined the inner circle, and you know, like everybody, she was shocked. Well, not shocked, but she was a little surprised about Rebecca. Chris came in, joined the circle. Girl, Chris, that blazer, that makeup, girl, the glitter and pixie dust just burst through my television screen. And then I noticed when there was the 4 of them, when it was Shuby, Seaburn, Sammy, and Chris, there was a lot of shade being thrown at Seaburn. And by shade, I mean there was always the, I'm so glad you're real. I'm so glad you're real. I'm so glad you're real. And I felt like that was shade, definite shade being cast at Seaburn for actually being a catfish. Joey then joined the inner circle, and there was this big whole kumbaya moment. Oh, we're so glad that we made it. We're so glad we're the final 5. Da 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 da. Girl, please. So then we get to the actual finale itself, and the host Michelle, whatever her name is, came out. We got to see all of the block players. They were back. And then we had the sit-downs with the final 5. So the first sit-down that they had was with Chris. At this point, and this is before I wrote down what I was rooting for them to, how I was rooting for them to place in the final 5. I wrote down I was rooting for Chris to come in number 2. My reason for wanting Chris to come up number 2 is, more than anybody, Chris to me was the one person who was genuinely and authentically himself. I felt like he's the one person who it would be the exact same if he was in the game or out of the game. Nothing would have changed. Everyone else, to a certain degree, I think, changed a little bit of who they are. And then I was like, Rainbow Power Girl, Rainbow Power Girl, Rainbow Power Girl. Anyway, actually, that's Black Power. Rainbow Power would be look more like. I just made that up. That was so silly. Black Power, Rainbow Power. A mess, a mess, a mess. Y'all don't pay me no mind. Please pay me no mind. So then we had the Sammy sit down. Now I'm rooting for Sammy to make it in as number 3. Sammy was in my top 3 every episode, I think. I think she was in my top 2 every episode. But Sammy, I think Sammy allowed herself to come out of herself or come out of her own feelings and thoughts a lot of times by other people. Like she would let what other people said dictate how she felt or how she moved. And I didn't like that too much. And so that's why I went down. When I went back and thought about the whole game, she was influenced by other people a lot of times in her level of thinking. So that's why Sammy went down for me. I hope this video isn't too dark because I'm losing light by the second. She did admit that she was upset when she went to the inner circle and saw that Seaburn was Rebecca. She did admit that. She was upset about that. Shuby had his sit down next. Now I'm rooting for Shuby to come in number 5. Y'all know I ain't seen it for Shuby from the beginning. I have not wavered on that. I'm not changing now. I'm rooting for him to come in last place in the number 5 spot. I don't think Shuby was being as open and honest as he could have been or should have been about how he really felt about Rebecca not being Rebecca and being Seaburn. I think he's playing up to the cameras. And I think he's done that the whole game. I think that was his shtick. I think that was the persona that he wanted to portray. And I definitely think at this point, Shuby is not being as honest as he's not being fully honest, I should say, about how hurt he was about Rebecca being Seaburn. Then we had the Joey sit down. I was rooting at that point for Joey to come in 4th place. Joey, I mean, even up to the finale, he's still a little douchey for me. He's real douchey for me. And so then there was this whole, they keep trying to push this Miranda Joey thing. Girl, Miranda, let it go. When this game is over, that is it, honey. Ain't gonna be nothing after this, honey. Let it go. Let it go. I told y'all I think they had a quickie in the closet when the cameras, they told the cameras to go off so they could have a quickie in the closet when she went to see him before she got off the game. Girl, leave it at that, honey. The last one to have a sit down was Seaburn. When he first came out, I was like, Seaburn, first rule of male dress is you cannot wear suspenders and a belt at the same time. You look ridiculous. Suspenders and a belt? Come on now. Come on now. And you look as ridiculous as people who wear flip-flops with socks. Just a mess. Anyway. I was actually at this point rooting for Seaburn, Rebecca, to win. And I tell you why. The fact that he was able to really make them upset means that they believed that he was who he was. I think he played the game the way it was supposed to be played. You're not going to see these people after the show, let's be honest. It's a social media experience, and the first rule of social media is people ain't who they say they are. And he played that to the T. I think that he played the best game in my estimation. And that's why I thought he should win. I didn't like him from the beginning. I personally, right now, I still am about him personally. But in terms of gameplay, I thought he should win. So I was rooting for him to win it all. I really want to see this girlfriend. Now that's what they really should have brought out. If they wanted to bring out anything, they really should have brought out his girlfriend, so we really could see her and make sure that she's real and that's not a catfish situation. Anyway, then we got to naming the winner. In fifth place was Rebecca Seaburn. In fourth place was Chris. In third place was Sammy. In second place was Shuby, and Joey won it all. Now, I might have a little Hotep moment here. Anybody else, y'all let me know. And I think my Hotep moment started back when Ed and his mammy came on. I told y'all, I think it might have been episode 4 or 5, somewhere in there, that Joey was going to be a dark horse. I saw that shit coming afar off. I said it long. I didn't like Joey from the beginning, but I saw real early on, I think it was episode 4 or 5. Y'all go back and look. Y'all will tell me which episode it was. But y'all heard me say here on this platform, well before I knew who won, I said, Joey's going to be a dark horse. He's the dark horse in this. He might end up winning it all. And I said that way before people really started seeing it for Joey. Here's my Hotep moment. Y'all not going... I just don't buy it. Of course, the white guy ends up winning. Of course, every time somebody got voted off, you never brought another person of color in there. Really, Netflix? Really? I'm just saying. Y'all fill in the blanks. Y'all let me know how y'all felt. I felt the ending was very anticlimactic. I was very disappointed in the ending. Probably because I didn't want Joey to win. So I'm really kind of upset at the ending. And you just ruined what was a very good show for me. Yeah. That was The Circle, people. I'm sure they'll have an a season 2 because the people like the first season so much. That's all I got for y'all. Until my next review, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.